Yes. Good evening. Welcome to the Table of Men. Tonight is a very interesting night. It's all about ownership. We are, getting into this flow of leadership, taking ownership, and this is something that you definitely want to you want to get a grip on, you want to be a part of it, you want to be a part of this conversation. So please, wherever you are, wherever you're joining from, let us know. Get in on it. Shoot your messages in. Let's talk. Let's talk about taking ownership. You sure know that taking ownership is perhaps the first step in leadership, and of course, when you take ownership, you you become responsible for your outcomes and all that you experience. So gentlemen, ladies, if you are a lady joining us live tonight, this is the Table of Men, and this is what we do every Friday live on YouTube. This is going to be a very interesting conversation because this is one area that I know a lot of men have issues with as well. There are quite a number of people who also are asking questions. What can I do? What can I do? Again, remember at the Table of Men, we owe it to ourselves to always have a glass. So tonight, this is my glass. Well, it's a brown glass today. So, and this is of course one of our colors, and it's at ManityHQ. Tonight, I have yogurt, homemade yogurt. So, I encourage you to to get into the best of things to drink at the Table of Men. Hey, let's share tonight's conversation. Oh. Mm. Yeah. Thanks to Rachel's Place for this yogurt. Okay, so speaking of taking ownership of your life, um, generally, men take ownership on general note. How be it, I have also observed that once we lack motivation, to take ownership of our lives, and we begin to do things and approach life in a way that we kind of start making excuses. We are not direct. We are not punch. Like we're not going about things the way we ought, and it makes it even more difficult for us to get into the flow of things. And so our endeavor tonight is on the fact that we have to do ourselves a favor. We have to do ourselves the favor of um, seeing things for what they are and doing the needful to ensure that we experience what we should experience. So taking ownership requires actually surmounting certain responsibilities or certain detriments or certain things that hold us back. One second. I need to post this that we are live. If you are here, please share the videos, share the links, let them know that we are live at the Table of Men, and you know, it's a good one, really. Okay, so that's done. Aha. Okay, so guys, the part here is greatness. There's this statement I've always heard that greatness is a function of personal, non-transferable adventure. But tonight, in thinking about tonight's conversation, it dawns on me that actually greatness is also a function or a product of personal responsibilities that cannot be abdicated. That is, these are responsibilities that you cannot abdicate. You cannot disown them. You cannot remove them. You cannot take them off you. You cannot disown those responsibilities. They are yours. And one of the first responsibilities that we must mention and talk about and emphasize all of the time is taking ownership of your own life. There are many men out there who have not yet taken ownership. They blame anybody but themselves for whatever they are experiencing. My goodness. Oh, the president is at fault. It's the president that made the country like this. Excuse me. The country has been like that 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40 years, even before the president came into power. Your parents have most likely been in a similar situation for all of their whole lives. And yet, you wouldn't take responsibility for yourself. No. You see, if you are going to have the kind of life, experience the kind of things that you desire and dream about, you must take ownership, ownership of your life. You have to be the architect, you have to be the pilot, you have to be the captain of the ship. It cannot be anybody else. You cannot afford to put the blame on anyone else but yourself. If you succeed, it's your fault. If you fail, it's your fault. So you must own it. You must own with your full chest all of what you will experience, all of what you become. Brothers, let me tell you something. It is high time we own our experiences. We own our journey. We take ownership of all that we experience, of all that we are. Because if we don't, we will only keep on, living from one issue to the next, jumping from one problem to the next, living from one excuse to the next. But we cannot continue that way. We can't afford to. We cannot afford to. And it is when you take ownership that you can begin to dictate the pace of your life. That's when you can begin to dictate what happens, the next step, the next phase, the next appearance, how it's going to turn out at the next turn. Brothers, we need to take personal responsibility for even the simple things as discipline. Do you know that a lot of us men are actually not disciplined? We lack self discipline. Yeah, we lack self discipline. We procrastinate a lot. And I'm even speaking about myself because there are some things that I ought to have done as far back as January. I didn't do them. I felt I was busy with some other things. And to be honest, I realized that it is what we schedule that gets done. It is what is important that we schedule. In other words, if there's something you ought to have done and you have not done it, it's because that thing is not as important as you think it is. So, these things I should have done since January, maybe last week of January or even early or first 2 weeks of February, I didn't do them. And I woke up this morning and I told myself, you know what? I'm supposed to be resting today. It's a holiday, but hey, I have to do these things. And I set out to start working on them. And I will tell you, within 2-3 hours, I had accomplished so much more than I even thought. And it's a beautiful thing that as we are right now, I feel a huge sense of relief because much of these things have already been done. I have absolutely nothing to worry about. Nothing. Because I have taken ownership of those things. I'm not waiting for anyone to ask me or for anyone to, knock on my door to say, have you done this? When are you going to do this? No, I have done it. I have done it and it is done. And this is the level that many of us need to get to. We need to take ownership, full ownership of everything about us, full ownership of our lives. We cannot afford to put the responsibility on other people. Absolutely not. It is all in our court. We owe it to ourselves, to take responsibility for everything that concerns us. Gentlemen, if you do not take personal responsibility, nothing is going to go your way. Absolutely nothing is going to go your way. We need to do more. We need to say more. We need to stand up and take responsibility. Many of us don't even like our financial state. But yet, we blame the governor. We blame our boss. We blame the market. We blame customers for whatever it is that we're experiencing. But no, that's not how it should be. As a man, you must take full ownership of your life. Take ownership. Take ownership for your sense of discipline. Take ownership for your appearance. Don't say, the reason why I'm looking like this, why I'm looking lean is because I have not been sleeping. And I have not been sleeping because I have been very worried about many things. Excuse me. Take ownership. Take ownership. Your health, take ownership of it. Your appearance, take ownership of it. Your finances, take ownership of it. Your family, your spouse, your children, take ownership of them. If you are indebted, men, if you are indebted, you have gese, take ownership of it. It's as simple as negotiating a payment plan that works for you and try to flow through it. The person may not be smiling, but they would rather take that deal than nothing at all. Yeah? Yeah. Take ownership. Take ownership. Don't let the outcomes of your life be in the hands of anybody else. Don't let the experiences that you and your children, your spouse, that they have be under the control of some other person. It should never be so. You must take ownership of your life as a man. Many of us men have very poor health seeking habits, very poor health seeking behaviors. You feel something, you do nothing about it, you say nothing about it, you just keep giving excuses. I'll be all right, I'll be fine. I just need to sleep. Once I sleep for 2 nights, I will be okay. But it's been 2 weeks, you are still feeling that pain. It's been 2 years now, your heart is still racing the way it used to race 3 years ago. And yet, you have not taken any active step about it. You cannot continue that way. Let me tell you something if you're not thinking about it. Your family needs you alive. Your family needs you alive. We need you alive. And you know the painful part of it. When a man passes away, nothing remains the same. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Something about the spouse, about the wife, it's like something has been chopped off. God forbid that they don't even have, steady source of income. Then everything goes haywire, everything goes upside down. Children's school fees become a matter of hope. Eating 3 square meals, eating what they desire, living the kind of life that they should have becomes a dream, a far-fetched dream, a wish perhaps. They become the subject of pity, or the target of pity and sympathy of everyone around. They say, oh, their father has died. And that's why they're suffering. Ever since the man passed away, life has never been the same for them. You definitely don't want that for your children, for your spouse. So take ownership of your health. Ensure that you are healthy. If you need to rest, please rest. If you need to sleep, please take some time and sleep. You can't afford to keep dragging through every single day. Plan your rest. Men, plan your rest. Plan your rest. Plan your rest. You need to plan your rest because nobody is going to rest for you. Absolutely nobody. If you don't rest, you'll be late to rest. Plan your rest. Schedule it throughout the year. Don't wait until fatigue has gotten the better of you before you take a moment to rest. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't wait until you are burnt out before you slow down. Slow down. Get some rest. If you don't go to the office for one day, the business is not going to close down. The office is not going to shut down. You're not going to lose $1 million. Can you take one day off and rest? Even if you don't sleep throughout the day, just taking that time to be in a state of rest. You know, this thing is actually more about being at rest than resting. Like being at rest. All the critical stress elements are not there. You're not on the road. You are not in an office environment where, the environment dictates work, 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 work. You are not in a situation where you're not in a situation where you have to, you have to, you cannot eat from your plate. You have to eat from a takeaway plate or something. You know, but when you are at home, now that is a completely different environment. That is an environment where you are at rest. So taking some time off is a good thing for you, men. Take some time off. Schedule your rest. Plan your rest. Gentlemen, you need to come to a place of self leadership. Self leadership. You need to bring yourself to that point of self leadership. That point where you begin to lead yourself. You tell yourself what to do, and yourself obeys or follows that instruction. We all need to, actually. All of us men, we all need to. We need to come to that place of rest, that place of leadership, where we lead ourselves. We dictate the pace. Sorry. Men, take ownership of your life. Lead yourself. There's some habits that you have been up to that you know that these habits are not befitting for you. Now, this is not even about the fact that they are wrong or they are right, but they are not befitting for you. Gentlemen, don't wait until it has to come from someone outside. You must lead yourself. Tell yourself what to do about it and get it done. Tell yourself what to do and get it done. I've not come this night to smile, as it were, but you get it that this is where we are taking ownership. Like we're talking about taking ownership of your life. This is not, it's not a laughing matter, actually. So I'm not here to laugh tonight. I'm here to tell you the plain truth, the uncomfortable truth. But I like it or not. But that's just what it is. On the days when we're going to talk about stuff we're going to laugh about, sure, 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 sure. Trust me, I'm all for that. I'm all for the bands and the laughter. But you're going to have to take ownership of your life. Gentlemen, take ownership of your decisions. The kind of decisions that you make. Money decisions. Just very recently, I had this call to invest in something that I've seen the type before, and it was something also convincing. But you know what? I had to take ownership of my decisions and ensure that I decide in favor of me. Don't let anybody cajole you or patronize you or lure you or manipulate you into making decisions that are against your own welfare, decisions that are not in your own best interest. No, don't. That is self-sabotage. Take ownership of your decisions. Be the one responsible for your decisions. There are responsibilities that you must take and only you can take. One of them is your decisions. Brothers, you need to take ownership of your decisions. Nobody's going to do that for you. Absolutely nobody. Your decisions are yours to make, yours to take. So take the time to review the decisions that you're making. Are they in your own best interest or they are in the interest of another person? You know, pyramid schemes. In fact, like some 2, 3 years ago, I actually came to a point where I had to set rules of investment for myself. Investment rules. That if I'm going to make any investments, those investments must follow specific rules, certain rules. And believe me, as I speak, I am the better for it because anything that does not pass my acid test, I don't get close to it. I'm more cautious, less risky, more profitable, more intentional, more in control. Please don't let anybody, urge you into doing what you will regret at a later time. Oh, using that somebody has done it at some point in time, and they got this, they got that. Are you that person? Did you do it when that person did it? Time and chance happens to them all. You must remember that as well. So when you are looking at things, take counsel from different directions. What one person tells you is not enough. Ask about it. Ask ChatGPT about it. Or if it is perplexity you want to ask. If it's Gemini you want to ask, or Claude, or whatever, ask. But get some information, get some insight about it. So that you have absolutely expansive counsel and insight before you make a move on that thing. But at the end of the day, the point here is it is your responsibility to look after your decisions. Decide in your favor. Decide in your favor. There are certain meetings that you should say, no, I cannot make it. I will not be available. Not because you are going somewhere, you are going to be very busy doing something, but because you need to stay back at home and be there for your children to ask you questions and tell you the seeming unimportant things that are on their minds. You see, presence is everything for family. And sometimes, man, we are too busy with every other thing that we don't even have the opportunity. We don't create enough room for us to be present for our families. Presence is key. We need to be present for our children. When last did you hear your child tell you, I want to tell you something? Do you know? Or daddy, can you tell me this, that? Or that you are present and your wife can tell you, in fact, I was thinking about this, or this one happened, or I just did not, I'm not sure if I told you about this, that came up 2 days ago or 3 days ago. When I was going to make my hair the other day, I this. Too many things to say, but we're not present. We're not present. I know some spouses can be overbearing. Yes, I know that. But men, be present regardless. Be present as much as you can be. But the point is that many of us are not even making enough effort to even be present at all. And so we are not present and we are not even trying to be present. There are days when, yes, you may have to be away, you may have to work, extra hours, do some extra stuff. But still, you need to be present. You need to be intentional about presence. So, as I round it off tonight, I have 2 questions. Where do you need to take more ownership? Or in what area of your life do you need to take more ownership? Perhaps that question will go a really long way for you. And then, what exactly is holding you down or holding you back from taking ownership. For some men, it is what somebody is going to say, what people are going to say. It is shame. It is ignorance. It is maybe some friends, or or some persons that you're trying to please. Excuse me, don't self-sabotage you. You want to please some persons at the expense of yourself, at the expense of your family? Come on, don't do that. That's counterintuitive. A lot of us would rather displease ourselves, displease our spouses, displease our children, just to please some person out there. No, don't do that. There are times that, oh, your spouse will understand, but there are some that you know that you should not be there. You should protect your space. You should own your space. You should own your decision. You should decide for you. Gentlemen, the crux of all that we have been saying tonight is taking ownership pays. Taking ownership ensures that your own interests are protected. Because when people are making demands of you, you must know that in 99% of the cases, they are making demands for their own interest, not really your interest. And so you must be mindful of what your own interest is and ensure that your decisions, your actions, your thoughts, your positioning fuels or supports your own interests. If you can marry the interests of the other parties and yours together, and make a decision that favors or promotes both sides, fantastic. But if you're going to have to choose one side, it better be you that you are choosing. It better be you. Better be your family, better be your spouse, better be your children. You're going to need to choose and protect the interests that matter to you. You're going to have to stand up for what is important to you and for who is important to you. Gentlemen, it's all up to you to take ownership. Till we meet next at the next table of men, where we're going to be talking about our physical health. We're going to be talking about our physical health, health-seeking behaviors, taking care of ourselves. Taking care of ourselves. Please do well to take ownership. It's in your best interest, and it helps you in every single way. All right. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. Happy Easter to every one of you. Love you all. Take care. Cheers.